Hi there. In this presentation, you're going to learn what is MEDLINE and how you can access it as a Western student and beyond. So what is MEDLINE? MEDLINE is a carefully vetted index of scholarly literature focused on the life sciences and biomedicine. It includes references to both primary and secondary sources and contains citations from over 5,200 journals in about 40 languages. This index is curated and managed by the National Institute of Health's National Library of Medicine. Records and the index is updated daily, and records date back to 1966. Information in MEDLINE is organized using a system called Medical Subject Headings, or MESH. One benefit of MEDLINE, again, is in its curation. The sources that it contains are vetted for quality. So when you are searching MEDLINE for health sciences information, you can be sure that the journals are what they say they are and that the content they contain has been peer-reviewed and is of high quality. Okay, so this is a great place to locate high-quality evidence in the health sciences. You can access the MEDLINE index via PubMed, which is a publicly accessible platform for discovering information in the MEDLINE index in addition to preprints and other gray literature. PubMed is free to use and available to you after you graduate. It is managed by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, and PubMed, if you access it through Western libraries, it will integrate with our library collection so that you can connect and access full text articles. EBSCO MEDLINE is a private database, and that means that you won't likely have access to the EBSCO version of the MEDLINE index after you graduate from Western. However, the benefits of accessing MEDLINE through EBSCO is that the platform may already be familiar to you, especially if you use other EBSCO databases. So in terms of usability, you might prefer it. It also integrates with our full text collection so that you can request full text articles of the content described in that index. In my presentation, I'm going to focus on PubMed, mostly because we have other resources that will show you how to use EBSCO databases, and they all sort of work in similar ways. All right, so this gives you a little preview of what it looks like to search and retrieve information in PubMed. This is a screenshot of the results page in PubMed. You'll see at the top, we have our simple search bar. Below it, there is access to the advanced search bar. You can click that in order to, add some layers to your searching and add additional search terms. Below, you'll see filters on the left, and in the middle are your search results. Within each of these brief descriptions of the article, you'll see the title. You're going to see a brief description of the citation information. So that tells me a little bit about who created this and what publication was it published, when was it published, and then below that is a snippet of that abstract, which is a summary of the article itself. So that is the PubMed search results page. This slide gives a map to the article view feature in PubMed. So this just kind of translates what it is you're looking at when you retrieve information in PubMed. So when you open an article, at the top, you're going to see some of that citation information briefly. You might see what type of article it is. So for example, this is a review article. You'll see the title, authors, any unique identifiers. So this will help you with discovery and retrieval of the same record in the future. You're also going to see access information up on the right. Keep an eye out for that online full text button. This is what will connect you to Western libraries. So when in doubt, look for that button and click it to access full text content. Below these unique identifiers, you will see the abstract. Consider this to be a summary of the article. This gives you the major bits of information. Why was the study conducted? What questions did they ask? How did they conduct the study? What did they learn? And why does it matter? Further down and to the right, you're going to see this outline of the article. You can use this to navigate to different sections within the article. A couple things I might highlight would be the similar articles button, the cited by button, and related information. These are ways that you can find other articles that are very similar to the one that you're reading. So if you're looking for additional information, check those out. And you might also want to look for the keywords that are provided within an article, and also the mesh terms, which you can see here. So these terms give you a hint as to what words you could use in your future searches to find, again, additional information that is relevant to your inquiry. But up here, I skipped this, but you can find your citation information using the Cite button. You can generate a citation, and you can also create a link that will give you permanent access back to this record in the future. I mentioned this a little earlier. MESH, or medical subject headings, is a controlled vocabulary that is used to organize information in the MEDLINE database. The reason they use MESH is to allow for systematic discovery of like information, regardless of the language used in the articles themselves. Okay, so this allows you to find research on the same topics, regardless of how the authors talk about those topics. So this helps in terms of finding information across different languages, and then just also help find information that maybe just uses different language to talk about the same thing. Terms in MESH are arranged in a hierarchy or a tree structure that allows you to search at various levels of detail, from the most general to the most precise terms. So that means you can understand how to look at the tree to understand how terms are related to each other, which terms are narrower and more specific, and which terms are broader and more encompassing. This database of terminology is updated regularly by specialized catalogers, and it is continuously maintained. In this video, I'm going to orient you to the PubMed database. To access PubMed, well, there are different ways that you can get to the PubMed database. You can access it through your nursing LibGuide or other LibGuides. You can access it using the subjects filters and narrowing down to your subject area. So for example, that could be nursing, that could be psychology, that could be public health, whatever subject it is, you will likely see PubMed come up there. But if you're looking specifically for PubMed, probably the best way to do it is alphabetically. Click that P, scroll down, and then you're going to see PubMed all the way down here at the bottom. The benefit of accessing PubMed through the A to Z list is that it will be connected to the Western Libraries database so that you can access full text of articles. So this is the PubMed homepage. One thing that you'll notice, you'll have the search bar right here, but also down here is access to the MESH database. So these are the subject terms that are used to organize information in the database. When I'm searching, I think it's nice to open this up in another window so that you can, as you're searching, look up different terms and see what they mean and see alternative terms. So as I'm searching, I tend to open that up and have it in a side window. All right, so let's just jump right to the advanced page. One benefit of the advanced page is that you'll be able to see your search history during your session. So for example, I'm going to do some research on generative artificial intelligence and nursing. And at this point, let's say I'm not really sure what aspect of nursing I'm curious about. So let's just start with this term, generative artificial intelligence. Okay. And click add. This is going to add it to your query. From here, I'm going to click search. And I'm breaking up this search for a reason. So what you'll see, why is it so small? There we go. Is I have 5,237 results. I'm going to go back to advanced. And then there you'll see that search history there. I'm going to add the term nursing and click search. And I have almost 1 million results. Whew, that's quite a few. I'll go back to that advanced page, and then you can combine these by adding them, and you can add them using those Boolean operators. So I'm going to use and the reason I'm doing this is so that I have a cookie crumb trail of my search process. And also I'm able to go back and look into individual areas again if I want to investigate them more closely, okay? So now I'm here, I have 250 results. They are all within the past 5 years. Generative AI is very new. So here we can scroll our results and see what looks interesting. Okay, so this catches my eye. This is an article about generative AI in nursing education. So what I can do here, this is the abstract, so this tells me what the article is about. However, this is not the full text of the article. Some benefits to this page is that I can see the keywords that are associated with this article that might improve my next search. I can also scroll down to the bottom and find those mesh terms. So these are the mesh terms that were assigned to this article. So this is kind of helpful if maybe there's a term that I want to use in my next search. To access the article, I can use this online full text button. This is going to take me to Western Libraries. And I'll sign in. Okay, so this is an article that is not available, so I'm going to request it through our interlibrary loan service. Remember, interlibrary loan is a no-cost service. It's included with your, tuition as a student. If I already have an account created, it will create this request. It'll auto-populate the request form, and there's nothing else I need to do but click submit. These articles will be delivered to my ILLiad account, typically within a day or two, and you'll be notified in your Western email when they are available. So don't ever hesitate to use interlibrary loan. It's really easy. It's 99.9% electronic, especially for research articles. Let's go back to that original search. So I'm going to go back to my search results, and I want to find other similar articles around nursing education and generative AI. So I'm going to skip over to this mesh heading, and I'm going to just type in nursing to give you a sense of how you might use mesh to get more specific in your thinking and your research. So by typing in nursing, I can see there are actually 99 search headings that include the term nursing. So you can see specific types of nursing. And, I'm specifically interested in nursing education, but nursing informatics could be interesting related to this title or this topic. But I'm also going to check this one, rural nursing. So I wonder if there's anything out about rural nursing and generative AI. So what I'm going to do, you can create a search from Mesh and search the PubMed filter right here, but instead I'm just going to copy this term and put it into my search. Let's go back to advanced search. I'm going to add this term, rural nursing. And we have 18,000 results. I'll go back to my advanced search, and then I'm going to click generative AI and rural nursing. See if we have any research on this topic. Okay, not really. So that's an under-researched area. That's interesting to know. If I went back, maybe what I could do is go back to my mesh and go back to my original idea of nursing education, see what we have. Is there a subject term? Okay, great. So there are actually more than one term for nursing education. You can get a specific into different levels of nursing education, and then also into nursing research. If I want to see how they're related, you can click one of these terms, and you'll see them displayed in this tree. So what I can see is that the overarching subject heading is education, common nursing, and these are all categories of that. So if I want to do the most broad search, I'm going to want to use this term. So let's copy this and let's go back over to my search. Okay, then good. We have 250,000 results. I'm going to go back to my advanced page and I'm going to combine nursing education and generative intelligence. All right, so here we have 143 results. So this narrows down from my original search that was just nursing and generative artificial intelligence. I can filter by specific article type. So if you're looking for specific study designs or types of articles, you can look for reviews or systematic reviews. I'm going to add that one as well. We'll try those. And then we have 16 articles, and this is great because these systematic reviews and these literature review articles synthesize the existing literature. So this can be a great place to start when you're looking at research on generative artificial AI and nursing education. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Please reach out if you have any questions.